Hello. Today I wanted to talk about the best books that I read in 2023. So there are 6 books with a few honorable mentions. The first book is My Darling Girl by Jennifer McMahon. This is a horror / thriller novel in which a woman is estranged with her mother for many years because she had such a traumatic childhood. But her mother ends up getting sick and she needs care, basically end of life care. And so the daughter and her family decide to bring the mother into their home. And while all this is happening, all these memories start to come up for the main character. And also at the same time, pretty disturbing things begin to happen. She begins to notice with the mother in the house. And so this book really calls you to question the reliability of the narrator. You know, is the mother really possessed? You know, is there a demon? What's going on here? You don't really know, but the atmosphere is very creepy. The relationships are interesting. The main character is interesting. Her history is interesting. I really enjoyed this one. I love Jennifer McMahon's writing. I've read several of her books now, and she has never yet disappointed me. Next, I have The Howling Dark by Christopher Rocchio. This is a sci-fi fantasy. This is book number 2 in the Sun Eater series. And for those people who found issue with the first book, Empire of Silence, this book, if you can make it through the first one, you should, just if nothing else, to get to this book. This book is so good. Christopher Rocchio has the constant ability to shock me and keep me on the edge of my seat. He does things that I could never see coming. His imagination is next level. His prose is beautiful and intricate and deep. I highly recommend this series. Book 1, I loved it. I know a lot of people have trouble getting through it, but just do yourself a favor and do it. Get through it. It only gets better. The next book is Gardens of the Moon by Steven Erikson. This is a well-known series, the Malazan series. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Very hard to read. It's definitely put you to work. You have to really pay attention. There's many characters, many different plot lines kind of happening simultaneously, and it is worth the effort. The payoff is definitely worth it. The next book I don't have with me, so I will put a picture up here. That is Alone with You in the Ether by Olive E. Blake. I love the character work here in this book. The way she represents 2 neurodivergent characters is excellent. The dynamic between the 2 is fun to watch and interesting, and it felt so true and real. It's, you know, in their self-discovery. It was not your typical romance book, which I loved, but you couldn't help but root for these 2 characters. So definitely check that one out. The next book, The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young. I've heard a lot of people say that they didn't like this book, but I did. I loved it. It's a time travel book. It's a family saga. There is a family curse. There's love and romance and just family dynamics. It was very interesting. I do feel like there were maybe some issues with plot holes. That whole time travel scenario can cause maybe some questionable outcomes. But besides all that, it was really fun to watch the main character kind of, you learn along with her. And so that was really fun. And I really enjoyed this. Her writing is beautiful. The last book in my top is The Will of the Many by James Islington. This was the first book in a series, and you can tell that James Islington really put his work in plotting this book. It is meticulous and well thought out and executed. I loved the characters. It is an academic setting, and there is a hierarchy within this social structure, and the people at the top of the hierarchy basically receive all of their power and strength and influence from the lower people, and the exploration of this class system was very interesting, and the revelations come in such a well-paced manner as you're learning along with the main character. So well done. Such an excellent read. Definitely pick it up. 3 honorable mentions. One of them is Elder Race by Adrian Tchaikovsky, and this is a short story, and I actually found it on Kindle Unlimited. So I picked it up on a whim. It was under 200 pages. And it is basically a futuristic account of the human race on another planet, in which humans from our time ventured out into space, colonized this planet, and they left behind a crew of scientists and researchers, but they separated themselves from the people because they wanted, it was an experiment. They wanted to watch them evolve without their interference. That's not exactly how things go, and you just kind of have to dig in and read and see where it goes. But it was really fun. I recommend it. Next I have Sword in the Storm by David Gemmell. This is the author of Legend. He is a very classic fantasy writer. This is kind of a coming of age tale of this hero, and basically gets a little bit of help from the powers that be, and there's a journey, and there's war, and there's love and family. There's a magical race. Yeah, you can't help but root for this guy, so definitely give this one a. And last but certainly not least was Lone Women by Victor LaValle. This was a surprise to me. It was not what I thought it was going to be when I picked it up. I thought that it was more of a contemporary fiction about women who are homesteading in Montana. But this was much more than that. This was actually more of a thriller or horror. So I really recommend going into this blindly. I think the less you know, the better this book is. Just having that kind of surprise, shock value really made this one pull through for me. I didn't see it coming in the best possible way. So check it out. So yeah, I would love to chat more with you about these books. What was some of your favorite reads of 2023? Let me know. Maybe if I haven't read it yet, I could pick it up. I would love to chat more with you about these books in the comments. If you have any questions, please post them below and I'll be sure to respond. Let me know what some of your favorite books of 2023 were. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more, subscribe. Thanks for watching.